you from the Radio for One studios in Franklin, Michigan. Welcome to the Detroit Cast.
Big fan.
A show not just free of charge, but free of FCC regulations.
Thank you for your support of the Detroit Cast.
Oh, there it is.
And without further delay, it's showtime. Please welcome the Detroit Cast. Here are your hosts, Mike and Jay.
Well, hello everybody. Good day. Welcome to the show with Mike and Jay. Shalom, Biggie. Hi, Jay.
Hey.
How are you, my friend?
Very well.
Doing okay?
Yes.
Hanging in there?
Absolutely.
Did you get your very necessary presidential alert?
I got it, man.
At exactly 2:18?
Freaked me out.
Freaked me the fuck out.
Yeah.
And I knew it was coming.
Yeah.
FEMA alert. I'm assuming most people know what we're talking about. Anybody with a cell phone, and if you don't have a cell phone or a smartphone,
yeah, it's that that crazy noise that really
obnoxious as hell. My question is this: in the day we live in now, the world we live in now, is that necessary?
What the crazy noise?
Well, not the crazy noise. The whole thing. Do we need? Isn't that basically Twitter?
Yeah, right.
Like, what do we need the FEMA alert for?
Well, it hit 225 million electronic devices, Mike.
But dude, not everybody, like someone like me who's like literally on my social networks all the time, and I would see a status if someone was like, dude, damn, hurricane's coming, I don't know, or whatever. But not everyone's like that.
Not everybody's on their fake Twitter account watching for things. And moreover, they're going to question, like, is this real?
Yeah,
we need to know from that obnoxious noise. Like nothing else creates.
That's only going to be
to this day. I don't remember anything ever coming over that. All I remember is my TV going.
Nothing in nature.
Never in a commercial.
That's not true.
Never in a commercial break. It was always when Dudley was walking into the bike shop, and then it was like.
You never once had that be a real. I've had that be a real thing before for like a tornado warning.
Sure, yeah.
Oh, I thought Mike was saying that.
I don't recall that.
I've absolutely had the emergency.
But see, I already knew the storm was coming. I didn't need them to go. Oh, it's made impact. Okay, well, yeah, that's what they do. They come for 3 days, and we worry about them for 3 days, and then they make land impact.
This falls to me under the category of things where I'm shocked that you. I don't get how you don't understand like this could be necessary.
That buzz was so obnoxious, it fucking startled me. I don't want that ever going off. And dude, when they say presidential alert, I don't want to be alerted when he wants to just say something.
That's not what it's going to be.
That's my fear is Trump's going to be like, send it out. Hillary needs to be jailed.
For one, that's not what it's for. And for two, some people, not everyone's like you who doesn't want to
be abused by our commander in chief.
You think? You've seen what he tweets
every 5 hours.
Heads up, everybody. Looks like a tornado is coming to Guam. Hopefully it stays away from us. Bad.
Here's the thing. Some people enjoy life. And so, like, they want to be up to date on, like, for you, like, you don't want to be bothered.
Yeah, that's called Twittery.
But dude, most people are not on this shit. Again, dude, not the regular person is on something like these things all the time.
Yeah, I think there is a use for it, to E's point. I mean, I didn't have a problem with it. I'm sure it's going to be used sparingly. I will assume that if it becomes problematic in the future, maybe I'll change my tune on this. But I didn't have a real problem in it, and it kind of honestly surprised me. Like, is this like the first one of these they've done? Really?
Oh yeah. As far as digital goes, I mean, do they still do it on TV?
They don't do it on Netflix. So I don't know.
You haven't watched network TV in a long time.
Good point.
And the network TV I watch, it's on demand. So
it's technically the
FEMA.
FEMA is who is conducting this wireless emergency alert from the or WEA.
Brownie's doing a hell of a job.
Hell yeah. Purpose of the test is to ensure that the EAS and WEA are both effective means of warning the public about the purpose about the emergencies and particularly those on a national level. You know, even
what if
there's a national level,
what if there's a North Korean nuke incoming on Hawaii like a couple months ago?
Sure.
You know,
then we need to let Hawaii know.
Yeah.
You know, I personally, I'll see it on Twitter later. I don't need to be fucking startled half to death. That thing was so loud, dude. It was in my pocket. It was loud as shit. The cell phone message will have a header that reads "Presidential Alert," and the one on the radio. I happened to be in my car, and I'm listening to Sirius at the time, and I'm listening to a talk. Stern was talking, and all of a sudden, cuts off completely. I'm like, again? It was like 3 minutes after the one
on the delay.
Yeah, it was like on a 3-minute delay or something, and then it comes across, and it used to be, what did the thing say? Like, this is the Emergency broadcast system.
Yeah.
This is only a test. Had this been an actual, there's a dude doing the voice now, and he's like,
Oh.
"Hi, this is the federal." It was like, dude, spit it out.
Oh,
Talk,
really? Wow.
fuck, dude.
Yeah, that's a problem.
He was talking so slow, and then they have to end it with another. It's like, is that really necessary at the end of this to have the obnoxious screaming again?
Again, how blessed are we
I
that
know,
this
right?
is an
I'm
issue?
glad you didn't I'm glad you didn't bring this as a grievance because
Story number one. Yeah, it would have
pussy
been
an old man.
Oh, for
Oh,
sure.
I remember. I couldn't remember what my grievance was
Yeah.
yesterday.
Yeah.
I remembered what it is.
Can we do it?
We can if you guys
Okay.
are up for it. I mean, I feel like I'm grieving. I'm aggrieved a lot lately, but things have found me.
Grievance found you. Hey, you ready for the clock, or did you want to
I'm
sandbag
ready
a
to
little bit?
I'm ready to
Well,
run your
you know,
pussy.
look, this is probably not going to bother everybody, and I
Okay.
understand that.
Yeah,
I understand
yeah.
that, and that's okay.
Yeah.
That's
It's
the
just-
nature of airing a grievance. Here
it
we go.
found me, and I feel like it's worthy. And can we stop putting fucking junior and senior and the third on the back of all athletes' fucking jerseys, for
Oh my
Christ's
God.
sakes? Look, I get it. Your dad had the same name as you. Great. That's not who we're watching. We're watching you right now, sir. We're not watching
Name.
Mike Jones Sr. We're watching Mike Jones play.
I actually really like that.
You do?
Yeah, I dig the thirds and all that stuff. It's
Really?
some personality. What the hell, you know?
The only one I like is Pierre Garcon, the wide receiver of the Niners.
What's he do?
He's got a C, and then it's got a little line under it, like Garcon.
Okay.
Like Garcon, so that it's not Garcon or Garcon.
Oh,
it's
that's just
Garcon.
an accent in the name.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've not seen that. That's cool, but I don't mind the junior and the senior.
I
The
like it.
senior's hilarious to me.
It's hilarious.
The
Like, oh,
senior,
I had a kid, so
that's badass.
why do you like that?
It's
Seeing-
just it adds some personality, whatever.
like
you
it
know?
never used to be that way. You
Yeah,
never saw
it-
junior, senior, the third on the back of a jersey. And
Seems
now
to me
it's
what
like,
the last 5 years.
dude, and it's constant. It's like half the players now have a junior, a senior.
No
a
problem.
third.
Zero problem
Really?
with it. Yeah. I'm gonna say that is by definition an old man grievance.
Wow.
Real
Jesus.
pussy too. I don't.
They're both old man and pussy, dude.
I can't win.
I-
I'm in a
I
room
mean, I
of
just-
guys that fucking hate me. That's
I
the
know,
problem
I
here.
am-
I can't get a
dude.
fair shake.
That is not true. I have many at drunk times texted you and said I love you to you. So you cannot say that I
And
hate
that's
you.
when
Never
the
done
truth-
it sober.
That's when the truth comes out, though. with
Yeah,
these.
but that's when the truth comes out, as
Yeah.
you know. So when I've had my true serum, I've given you my true feelings of manliness. So no, but the point is, dude, it's another thing.
love.
I can't. You're like me though, in the way like you are like me in this sense that like I have these things that bug the fuck out of me and no one else cares.
Yeah, they're pet peeves.
but
you know?
like
Well-
I don't care. Why do you give a shit?
Well,
Who
I was
cares?
watching I think it was Monday Night Football or something. I was watching Kansas City and whoever, and it's like every other player was like, "Yeah, Mike Jones Jr., Senior." It's like, okay, you guys are all copying. So someone did this and went, "Oh, dude, I'm
Yeah,
a
you know
junior
what the
too."
tell- you know what?
And now they're all doing it, and it's like, I'm trying to think, like, what are we supposed to do with that? Like,
just
do
this
what?
is
What do
about
who?
you, and now you're bringing your fucking dad into this,
Who do
and your
what with that?
granddad.
Who do
Dude,
what
these
with it?
guys
And by the way,
all
this-
about self-promotion, whatever. It's just a piece of that.
But you're sharing the promotion. Now I got to think about your fucking dad
How
every
do
time
you,
I see the
why
name
do
on the
you
back
have
of
to
your
think
jersey.
about him? And here's the thing: this is the most like old man maybe ever grievance. And here's the reason why: any old man grievance, way to tell it for sure is it didn't used to be like this.
yeah.
Yeah, it didn't. The black has ruined this game. There's too many blacks on the
And
field.
so like when someone to me is like,
Didn't
it
used to be
like
this
this.
No, I don't know. It just seems I don't even know how to word it right. It just seems like there's some ego involved or something with it. Where
Absolutely.
you know what I mean? And that's the part where it's like, I see what you're trying to do.
I used to
They're
100
usually wide receivers or DBs, right?
yeah.
Yeah, the cockiest guys on the field.
Yeah, you
Whatever.
never see a fucking fat white lineman with junior on the
Right,
back of
you
his
don't.
jersey.
You don't.
You don't see that.
That's all right. And that's all right.
That's all right. That's all right.
I used to back when I used to think I was gonna I wanted to have a kid. I was 100%.
Wait, there was a day when you thought you wanted to
Yeah.
have a
Thank
kid?
God you
I know.
slept on
Can
that.
you
Exactly.
imagine?
but I was
He's just smart enough to know that would be a terrible idea.
I was gonna 100% name a junior, and then hopefully a line down the thing would be like a third and fourth.
How far do they go? Have we ever had like an eighth? Is that
the
or is that
Henry
Kings?
VIII?
Is that like Kings only? Is it only royalty that can go that long down the
Man,
line?
yeah, I've not seen. I don't think I've seen beyond the
normal-
fourth.
So
Honestly,
you didn't create a J Detroit cast the second
No.
where you would be a senior, did
no
you?
need.
No ego?
I just thought it
never
would be
of
cool. Honestly, for me, it was more not an ego. I just thought it'd be cool to have a junior and then eventually have a second or a third or whatever.
Yeah,
See, my dad had half an ego. Like his
middle name.
Robert Allen Walters.
Mm.
And so they named me Michael Robert Walters
Gotcha.
and G got Gregory Allen Walters.
Ah.
So he was like, I need my name to be in both of their names, but not as a junior or a third. You know what I mean? Anyways, who did that? George? Was it George Foreman?
Yes,
all
his kids
five
George.
of his kids George.
Then his girl was Georgina, I think.
Yeah, the daughter.
God damn. Hey, our good friends at Zott Ford and Holly are excited to offer their interest rate amnesty program for a very short time. If the interest rate or payment on your current vehicle is too high, Zott Ford will help you solve the problem. Process is easy. Hop in your current turd mobile, head to Zott Ford and Holly, pick a shiny new or pre-owned whip, choose your new payment option, and start enjoying your fresh new ride today. Surf their sick inventory at dealsinthed.com, and don't forget to tell them that Mike and Jay sent you.
I'm going to show you a picture, Jay. Is this not the most Downsy, non-Downsy person you've ever seen in the history of time?
Oh, fuck. Yeah.
Isn't that incredible? Don't you feel like you've seen that guy like 1,000 times in your life?
Wow, man. You sure he's not?
I don't think so. I mean, if it was a story about a guy working at, Burger King or something, I'd be like, yeah, probably. But he was like running for Senate or running for congressman in a district. And I don't think that's part of the typical skill level that you see. You know what I mean?
That's remarkable though.
But
that's who? That's her Blasey Ford's ex, is it?
No. This is the ex-boyfriend of the whore that said guys were running trains on people.
Oh, gotcha.
So Julie Swetnick is her name. And he's coming out to be like, I just wanted to say, like, she was totally into fucking trains and multiple dudes and shit. Like, that was her thing.
Wow.
Yeah. She never once talked about being gang raped, but she did tell me about how she liked to have sex with multiple men at a time. Dennis Ketterer. He's a former Democratic candidate, Dem, for Congress. And in fact, sometimes with several at one time. Like, this chick just wanted dudes just running game on her. She wanted to know if that would be okay in our relationship. No. Like, what would your response be? Like,
no.
No. So is it cool if I just have a train of dudes banging me? Is that going to hinder our relationship at all?
Wow.
Yeah. I asked her if this was just a fantasy of hers. She responded that she first tried sex with multiple dudes while in high school. Who was that girl in the 80s?
Yeah, really.
Doing gangbangs in high school? We didn't know that girl. We did not know her. And she still liked to do it from time to time. Michael Avenatti, of course, he's the lawyer for Julie Swetnick. He shot back on Twitter almost immediately. This letter from Dennis is garbage. The GOP is desperate. Really? Is that what you get out of that, Mr. Avenatti?
That's what it all is.
Okay, I had seen that picture of him, which, by the way, if you bring up a picture of Swetnick, I thought they were the same people.
Really?
Bring up a picture of Swetnick nowadays, not the old one from that.
She's the
Avenatti,
curly hair.
Yeah, don't bring up the one that Avenatti wanted us all to see. Bring up the one of her like stuck in the hallway. And they look like the exact same people, but the image you brought up and put in my face today, Miguel, that is quite downsy.
Yeah, and he's lost a lot of weight. Good for him. I mean, he's been working out, hasn't he? He's been working out.
If you can, any way you can put those right next to each other, no.
Flash between them, maybe.
I mean,
is it the
don't they have
eyes?
similar facial features? Then everything,
It's
nose,
the
eyes,
hairline, and the eyes.
Do you think
the
she's
nose?
playing herself?
Wow, is that her brother? That might be her brother.
Look at these two.
Holy shit. The letter from him is garbage. The GOP is desperate. The allegations he makes are false and without any basis. We demand the FBI.
Oh, they don't care about needing needing any proof of these allegations on this this claim.
And that anyone found to have submitted false info be prosecuted to the fullest extent.
I found
of
one.
the law.
Her name's ends with Ford. I forget her.
Pull that down again. I want to check the lips because the lips are pretty unique on Swetnick, and that might.
Do you think these two
off.
are so into themselves that they found someone?
It's the same person.
Yeah, I wish Kadog was here because Kadog could like take her hair and put it on him.
Superimpose the two.
Yeah. Wow.
He's her.
Yeah, he is her.
Finkel is Einhorn. Einhorn is Finkel.
Senator Grassley, Republican head of the panel, said, I'm confident the FBI agents tasked with this responsibility will not succumb to public political pressure or politicians telling the agency how to do its job. Respectfully, the pros at the FBI know what they're doing and how best to conduct a background investigation. So, yeah, she's changed her story a little bit, too. She gave an interview to NBC the other day. And was because at first she was like, oh, yeah, he was outside the door gangbanging and he was spiking the punch.
Yeah.
Remember that?
That was in a sworn affidavit, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. And we were like, who the fuck would spike the punch? Of course, this punch is spiked. You wouldn't just have a regular bowl of like high C punch at a party in high school or college.
Some slices of pineapple and grapes.
I don't think it's believable to be like, oh yeah, on the sly. He was, if you said it was at the homecoming dance and he spiked the punch, fine. But at a house party,
it's like a Happy Days scene or something.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Nobody spikes punch past 1962. Right?
No, you're absolutely right. So anyway, she was saying that, that originally, and then she was like, well, technically I can't say I know he was there, but I don't remember him being involved in the gang rapes, and I saw him standing by the punch bowl. Like,
that's the same thing.
Yeah, that's totally the same thing, isn't it? Yeah, he was standing by the punch bowl in 1982, so yeah, he absolutely can't serve on the Supreme Court. And you knew this was going to happen, Jay, because we've kind of gotten sick of this story. But
yes,
you knew all of these people. Like once you go public and you're in front of a congressional hearing like they were, and it's blasted all over the globe, and the whole country's watching, anything you did now in your life or you said on that microphone is now subject to other people, whether they've got they have a harbor a grudge towards you or it's true, whatever. So now we're seeing people come out of the bushes just like, oh, by the way, what she said there was bullshit. Yeah, here's why.
Yeah, ex-boyfriend of Blasey Ford now is saying like the whole flight thing, the whole inability to live in small spaces because of the claustrophobia.
Yeah.
He's like, that's
bullshit.
That was not my experience with her.
He's like, I lived with her for 6 years.
Yeah.
He's anonymous,
lived in like
by
a
the way.
600 square foot apartment or something.
Yeah.
They flew in single engine planes.
Single prop planes to Hawaii.
Nobody, she never said a peep.
Ford claimed in testimony that she had not had any discussions with anyone on how to take a polygraph. He's like,
oh yeah, and that.
Oh yeah. By the way, who's coaching? Does anyone else know of anyone coaching friends?
Clearly, the red team knew about this allegation,
and so
that's why they pinned her down on that. You never coached anyone on how to take a. Otherwise, that's just an off the wall question,
dude. At the time that those questions were being asked,
you heard that, and you're like,
I was like, boy, that seems weird. Like, have you ever coached anyone about taking a polygraph? Have you ever been coached on taking? I was like, boy, that's an oddball question. Like, why are you fucking putting so much stock in this? You think that's what it was? It must be.
Sure.
Wow. And she's like, nah, never did.
Never did?
I never did. Does she sound like a fucking PhD to you, by the way, when she talks?
Sounds like a what?
A PhD to you?
No, I mean, that was my take. It sounded like sort of like baby
Valley
talk
girl?
And just, Valley girl.
Oh
it sounds very adolescent.
Yeah.
But I'm sure the other side would go, well, that's because of these allegations. They were during her adolescence, and we've seen
she's stuck there now.
We've seen victims, get stuck in that period of their life. I'm sure there's some psychological explanation that even Dr. Blasey Ford could tell us herself.
Yeah. Well, Dr. Blasey Ford was living in Hawaii when she was dating this guy. It was kind of a distance thing. And then 6 years in, he finds out, oh, she's been cheating on me. And so that's what ended their relationship. And he's like, she's full of shit on the lie detector thing. She absolutely, and he gives a name. He says the woman who had been her lifelong best friend and a roommate, she was trying to help this friend prepare to take a lie detector test. Why would she have to do that? Well, if you got some of these government jobs, and we know people that have done this, you're trying to get a job with the FBI, they're going to do that. They're going to hook you up to a lie detector test, all that kind of stuff. And so this was her lifelong best friend and roommate, Monica McLean. She was interviewing for jobs at the FBI and the U.S. Attorney's Office, which is why now I don't know what she would say to her. Does it remain calm?
Well, it does two things, right? The story, it suggests that she's lied under oath about never coaching someone on how to do that.
She's
but it also
victim, Jay.
But it also suggests that she knew how to clear a lie detector test.
Totally. And why will they not hand over the questions to that? There were two questions.
There were only two questions, and the thing that I've seen is problematic is it simply asks like, did you say anything untruthful in that statement? Like everything focused on the statement instead of like drilling down as
did this guy rape you?
If the statement just says I was raped, you're right, then it'd be like if she was raped but not by him, then it wouldn't. Is that what you're saying? Or
do you believe everything that you put in the statement to be true?
Okay.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
It's very stressful, much longer than she thought. Both questions, apparently.
Yeah. I was really surprised. I had no idea how lie detectors worked, but I was really surprised that it was only a couple questions. Because I saw him meet the parents. You know,
That's what I saw.
Fokker was raked over the coals.
Well, I always thought you had to give. I thought
you know, I mean, he's asked all sorts of things, and he really struggled with it.
Well, I thought you had to give base questions like, "What is your name? What day is it?" Right?
Totally. So you get a base level. So maybe they asked her, "What is your name, and do you believe that statement?" She went, "Christine Blasey-Ford."
Yeah,
I did
believe it.
I did.
She didn't lie. She's not lying.
And President Trump, I was looking at him last night on the TV. You know, he's doing these rallies everywhere.
He gets pumped up, man.
And he does, dude. He can't help it. It's like a rock star, the adrenaline or something, being on the stage. And he just goes off the deep end. And it's like, dude, can you not look further down the road at what you're saying right now on a fucking hot mic in front of the nation? Like, there are news organizations that are cutting away from programming to go to you. Yeah. Even when they don't, they go, "We'll interrupt this broadcast if he says anything newsworthy." 5 minutes later, yeah, we're back again. He's just said something newsworthy. Yeah. And what did he say? He's like, "She remembers she had one beer. Only one beer specifically. She doesn't know how she got there.
She doesn't know the date." He runs down the list of, you know, GOP talking points.
And that's all it is. GOP talking points.
But in the past, last week, he came out and said, look, you know, she seemed to have given some credible testimony.
Yeah, he was white knuckling it through all those days.
Yeah.
You knew he didn't believe her. You knew he did.
Again, another example that you can't believe anything that comes out of his mouth.
I liked Kellyanne Conway, because people are like, "This is outrageous the way the president treated her last night at that podium." And he's getting pissed. Kellyanne Conway was like, "Look, she's been treated like a fucking Fabergé egg."
Yeah.
That was her quote. We've given her every example and opportunity and kid gloves and, don't fucking startle her.
That is true.
You know, and that is true. If you're being honest, they bent over backwards to get to the bottom of this and blah, blah, blah. It's troubling, man. El Presidente was just here, and you and I were kind of grilling him a bit, raking him over the coals, embarrassing him, really. I mean, if you want to be honest about it.
Picking out inconsistencies.
We picked apart his testimony, and if we were a team, like a law firm team, Walters and Detroit cast, you know.
Who was
LLC,
playing good guy then?
Dude, we would have fucking buried him.
It was kind of two bad cops, wasn't it?
It wasn't good cop.
No.
Yeah, one of you wasn't kind of like.
Yeah,
that's the way our firm operates.
Two bad cops.
Two bad cops.
PLC.
One of us doesn't even have a law degree.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how bad we are. But it was like, hey, Bill, you know, I love doing. I've been doing this to a lot of people whose opinion I usually trust, who I know aren't just crazy fucking, you know, some kid in college has some liberal ideology. Like, people I really honestly trust and like.
Yeah, who think for themselves.
For themselves, or adult professionals. And so I keep doing this where it's like, hey, Bill, what do you think about this? And he's like, no, I don't think he should be on the bench. You know, what is he saying? His demeanor.
His temperament.
His temperament. And I'm like, fucking
that's one side of the country, dude. I mean, that half the country believes that.
But he's not a liberal.
Oh, come on.
How?
Prez.
Beth isn't. And I asked Beth too, and she was like, no. Did you see the faces he was making and the attitude? I'm like, he was accused of fucking rape and then gang rape and everything. But what if that's not true? And the point is, like, I so clearly see this the right way, by the way. And so many people I trust. Nice. So many people I trust see it completely different. And I'm just, what am I missing, dude? What am I missing where it's like these people see it one way and I know I'm right. So
I've been hearkening back to this Scott Adams dude, this Dilbert creator who does these periscopes. I've mentioned him a few times over the last few weeks.
Yeah.
I've watched some of his periscopes over the last year.
He has a soothing voice, by the way. Jay,
oh my God,
Jay, I don't listen to him, but Jay will listen to him sometimes when I'm here. And it's like, I could almost like lay down and just like,
honestly,
like
if you ever
like pillow talk soothing.
It is so
it's just
soothing.
Like, yes, it's just this nice little, I don't know.
If anybody's having trouble sleeping, go to Scott Adams. I forget his Twitter handle. Something.
I wish he would do
Scott
a podcast
Adams
where he
says,
just read things.
Yeah.
Like he should do something where he just reads.
But the
books.
guy all along has been saying, like, his whole thing, which is absurd in my view, is that Trump is this master persuader, and that you know he's this mad scientist and everything's a plan, playing 3D chess. It's like, come on, come on. But he has some interesting.
Does he like Trump or not like Trump?
He claims
he did.
He claims he's not Republican and this and that, but he believes Trump is the most persuasive president for sure that we've ever had. And he's just he started out saying just that, and he wrote a book about it, how to win bigly.
Yeah.
And you know, he made a lot. He was doing the circuit, you know, right around the time of the election, and he was one of the few people who early on was like, he's going to win. He is absolutely going to win. Listen to his message.
There were a
This
few
message
people
is
that said
resonating. And so he's parlayed that into kind of this following. But a lot of his shit is, to me, like way out there. But one of the things, to your point, Mike, is he's been saying the whole time is there's a single movie screen up and there's literally 2 movies going on, and half the country is watching one and half the country is watching the other, and they can't understand why the other one can't see it. It's right there. I'm watching that movie. That car just went around that corner. No, it didn't. The car went off the cliff. You know?
The green car? No, the fucking red one. It's like I'm starting to internally do research and be like, what am I missing? Like, I don't.
You're watching one movie.
I'm watching a movie, and I know it's the right movie. I'm watching the proper movie, and I know it's correct. But Mike, I sent something out on Twitter, I think, over the weekend. It was like, well, her testimony was credible. ... Number 2. Well, his testimony was credible. ... Number 3. Now what?
Yeah.
Right. And so he wrote me personally, was like, I don't want to get into a big fucking.
Who did?
Mike Massey.
Oh.
Did I mention?
No, you did not.
Oh, I'm sorry. So I was texting with Mike Massey over the weekend. Sorry. He was responding to that tweet and was like, look, man, I'm trying to back off some of the political rantings and shit, which he failed today because he's back at it again. But anyway, it's neither here nor there. But he and I were going back and forth for an hour and a half, like these fucking diatribes each. And I'm like, he's just blind. He doesn't see it.
He's
I know
watching
I'm right.
one movie, you're watching the other.
Yes, movie. And it's like, what am I fucking missing? Why does Beth see a different movie? Why does Mike Massey see a different movie? Why does El Presidente see a different movie? How is it not glaringly obvious to everybody what the games that are being played? Do they not want to see the games that are being played? Because it's very easy to go, here's what happened. Here's the track record in history. Now we get to this point and all of a sudden this. Now we can see what the point is. There's a point coming up in November where this really becomes important.
But you understand there's different people can interpret actions differently. They can interpret statements differently. And you know, when the media for the most part is serving one side, then it becomes easy for that side to interpret it that way and go down that road. And I really do believe that. I don't believe that there's a ton of meshing or people going back and forth. I'm trying to do that more. I'm trying to just, you know, view both sides and try to understand and appreciate both sides. Because I don't like getting in conversations like the ones that you were just describing. I just think they're pointless and they don't
I'm trying
go anywhere.
to change minds because I know I'm so right.
Yeah, see that's
they
that's
never
not going
do.
to happen. Yeah, the changing of the minds isn't. So you're just hitting your head against the wall, and I'm not real fond of that.
Yeah, you have real things to do in life.
But
Massey, that's what it was like. I was waiting for him to go, oh, fuck, I never thought of it like that.
And he
Dude,
was waiting
totally
for you to say that.
Yeah, and I was never going to say that because I was right. And he was dead fucking wrong.
Everybody's totally dug in.
Yeah.
And everybody, statement X is made, and one side here's A, B, and C. The other side here's D, E, and F. Yeah. And it's just a fact right now, and it's a crazy situation. But
does that go away when Trump is gone? Like, is he the lightning rod to all of this? Where it's like the minute he was put into office, half the country went, "Oh, you got to be fucking shitting me!"
I think
this moron really.
I think more than half the country went, "Oh, you got to be shitting me."
Yeah. But we all
Even
had different reasons
for him.
for it.
Oh, you got to be shitting me. Let's white knuckle it through these 4 years.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm thinking maybe that's it, and then you get like some normal. Just get a nerd in there, that's some lizard in there that's full of shit, and we'll just tell you what you want to hear, like a politician. Get back to that world.
We'll all just go back,
and then we'll all just go back to being like civil.
I think there's never been a situation where there's been such a threat to the status quo and the elite class.
Yeah,
you know. At bottom, everybody who's come along over the last 100 years, you know, they've been all sort of in that same class, whether they're on the right or the left. But this is like toppled everything, and it's caused just a fracture wholeheartedly across politics because it's like, well, what is happening to what about our group that was going to be here for 30 more years? What about my kids who I'm raising as young Republicans, and they're going to be the next ones up? I mean, this is all in flux now. What do we do about this?
I hate arguing with people. Believe it or not, I really do hate arguing with people about this, but I don't know, like, is it right or wrong or fair? Because I look at this story and I'm like, okay, you realize headline breaking news right now is Kavanaugh maybe threw ice at someone in a bar, right?
Yeah.
We had that story yesterday. And, he may have been not truthful about how much beer consumption he had. And it's like the next day, boom, 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 4 stories drop about her, about all these girls. And I don't hear a lot of people bitching about that. Like,
that's okay.
They're incredible. They're not credible.
That's all right. You choose how you want to react and how you want to go about your day. You can either get really frustrated by that and God damn it, why can't that other side see the movie I'm watching?
Yeah.
Or you can just go, yeah, this is crazy times, man.
Yeah. but
crazy times.
The problem is, like we discussed yesterday, there is an end game with a real result that is responsible for some very important things going forward that affects all of our lives. And so that's why
But what do you think you can do about it?
Obviously, if this was just like, oh, this could end where this guy's in charge for a couple of years at a he's helping as a senator in Michigan, like big fucking deal.
Yeah, obviously,
whatever.
Supreme Court justices are a big deal.
Is a big deal. You don't just throw that away or just like, hey, the guy threw ice at someone in a bar. Fuck him.
You've indicated that you can't change people's minds through arguing. You're not changing any listener's mind right now.
Jeff Flake's mind was changed.
Yeah. You're not. So it's like, just, watch it for what it is and then go vote.
Yeah.
And honestly, the best thing, and this to El Presidente's point, let's introduce a third party, maybe a fourth party, fifth, a sixth.
Yeah.
It's the two-party system that is at the base of these problems.
Well, I wonder, the hashtag Me Too movement has done a lot of good and a lot of harm in some cases. And we've got this really big split. And part of the internal search for me is like, have I just been a fucking male alpha douchebag my whole life?
No, you've been more beta than anything.
You think so?
Yeah.
Well, you're more alpha, but either way, I'm still a guy, because it's like when I was talking to Beth about it, she was like, well, she's come forward and said these things. There's no reason for her to lie about this. So it happened. She jumped right to the conclusion that this happened. And I'm like, boy, that's fucking dangerous. If you're just going to be able to just whip an allegation at some guy because he's a guy and the woman has no reason to lie, that's insanity. That's insane. And I'm like, did my brethren fucking assault and rape so many women over the years? Like, has every girl been fucked over by a dude so bad that it's just like, oh yeah, I believe that. That happened to everyone I know. Every one of us. And we're all walking around high-fiving each other. Fuck yeah, nailed that chick. Boom.
Right.
I don't know, man. It's
Have
scary.
the chickens come home to roost is your question.
Is that what's going on? Are we roosting right now?
Mm.
I think we might be. Shit.
I wish someone would have told me that, because I didn't even get the advantage of the other part. So now we're moving into this aspect, and
you didn't take part in the party.
Right. I was there for the party, but I didn't get to do anything, and now I've got to fucking follow the new rules.
Make it even harder for you to get laid.
Bullshit.
Gotta have signed contracts and shit now.
Yeah, and I love those, by the way. I was telling Prez about that because we were talking about how oh yeah, in some areas in California, and they're like, oh yeah, we've got consent forms now for the guys and the girls, and they sign them there, and I'm like, that's hilariously dangerous, because what if 10 minutes into making out with this girl who's already signed off on fucking you decides she doesn't want to do it anymore? You're like, bitch.
And by the way,
I've got a signed contract.
Are there going to be notaries for this? Like, no offense, but I mean, I'm just saying, like, you're at a party and you're going to have this girl sign something, and it's like,
once here, initial here.
You want to know what my signature looks like? You barely can read it. A lot of people's signatures. So, I mean, seriously.
And you need a witness for that, right? Jake, you got a free sign.
That's his point.
Can you witness?
Right.
Need a notary.
Carry a notary around.
Run to the bank.
Dude, I have said this, dude. If I were a celebrity or like a sports athlete, dude, I would fucking literally pay some dude to walk around with me and like, oh, I'm about to get laid. I want John here to see. Yes, this is gonna happen.
Oh my God, John was there the whole time. He took part.
John's watching, I guess.
John was part of the gang.
I'll bring a girl then. Whatever. I'll hire a lady to do it. A lady to do it then.
Hey everybody, you have an annual physical to make sure you're healthy. Well, what do you do each year to make sure that you remain financially fit? Our friend Mark Leibovitz at LPL Financial specializes in thoughtful and objective investment guidance designed to keep your finances in shape. So call Merck today, 248-626-2000. Ask for Mark.
Securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor. Member FINRA SIPC.
The way I'm going to choose to stay financially good, sound.
Yeah.
Dude, if I could just have Fred Trump as my dad. That's what I would choose to do.
You gonna refer to the big New York Times story that broke, Mike?
Dude, you know what the problem is? I'll tell you right now, because I'm reading this story. I'm like, wow, this is amazing. Wow. None of it surprises me. None of it.
I agree with you.
Like, there's absolutely.
Are you
like,
telling me that the Trumps tried to take full advantage of every tax loophole they could?
Like,
what company doesn't?
We
all
do.
We do.
Of course we do.
Billionaires, how do you think billionaires become billionaires?
Like this crook, this criminal. And I'm thinking, yeah, like everybody else in the world. There's loopholes and people take advantage of them. We've known that forever. And the problem with this too is the way the press used to report stories was like, it's just nothing. It's like, no, the press is going on. One day it's good, one day it's bad. Then it's this, that, and then boom, a bombshell hits. Oh my God, President Clinton's getting blown by an intern. Huge story. The whole world reacts to it. And then it goes back to normal, good, bad, indifferent.
Earthquake, hurricane.
Yeah, earthquake, hurricane, said this, said that wrong, whatever. But the problem is we've had this tsunami of negative about Trump every fucking day. Every day.
It's a tactical error for sure.
And so it's
by
like
the resist folks.
Yeah. And so it's like, okay, day 523. And what do you know? Day 523 includes another bombshell.
The boy who cried wolf certainly applies in real time here.
I mean, that's all I could think when reading this story. None of it surprises me. And I bet it doesn't surprise half the country. And I bet half the country is absolutely outraged with this behavior.
They're tweeting that around all day long. Look at this. Can you believe it? Impeach him now. Impeach 45. Impeach 45.
Impeach 45. Impeach 45. Impeach 45. Dumb. Bad, dumb. People trying to glom out of that. I love that. He's calling black people dumb all the time. No, he's calling everybody dumb all the time. Yeah. That's what
Everybody's dumb unless they agreed with him 5 seconds before that. Yes. Then they're amazing.
You haven't figured that out yet? He either loves you or you're dumb and stupid and fat.
And you could be dumb one moment and 5 minutes later agree with him and you'll be the best.
The best.
Yeah, you can get back to the best and not be dumb anymore if you want.
He fell in love with Kim Jong-un over a weekend. Yeah. He was Little Rocket Man, better watch himself before we destroy him, like a month ago.
Yeah.
So that's who you're dealing with. Do you think at this point he wakes up and goes, fuck, man, why did I run? What is the point?
I've wondered about that
is a
too,
good
man.
question,
I have wondered about that over the last couple of years. Like, at what point does he go, motherfucker?
Is it worth it?
No, I think he goes on. That's why he goes on these rallies and stuff. He gets re-energized.
Yeah.
It's like
he says he loves
charger.
It. He says he's having fun and loves it. But, dude, it's like you were living in Mar-a-Lago and fucking everything that moved.
Yeah, but the power, man. He's the most powerful man in the world.
I know.
This guy's driven by power.
Is it worth going to jail for? I mean, there's going to be investigations into this. And I guarantee you there's facts that are correct in this New York Times story.
Right.
I guarantee you. And now he's going to drag his whole family to jail with him. His sister's a federal court judge. He's got brothers. One died because he drank too much, remember?
Mm-hmm.
Was that Fred Jr.?
I think it was.
Jr. on the
back of his jersey. He drank too much, but he was a beautiful man, if you remember. Remember that
he was a beautiful man.
I think I heard Trump talking about that issue just the other day when he's like, I don't drink myself. Can you imagine if I did?
Yeah, that was
how bad it would be.
Yeah. Can you imagine how bad I'd be if I was a drunk?
I'd be the worst person ever, he said.
I'm a nightmare now. Imagine if I had some beers.
He can be kind of funny at times, by the way, honestly to me.
Charming every now and then.
Yeah, I said
very
odd way.
Yeah, I'm not saying like fucking hilarious. I'm not, but just a weirdness at times.
Well, the whole context of what he's saying is funny. It's not that he's a fucking stand-up.
Right.
That he comes up with these clever lines. It's like, oh my God, it's like this cringe-worthy sort of, and baked into all of it is, my God, he's our president.
Yes, it is.
I guess I have to laugh, or
it's just so funny. It's so far out of the norm to be like, she's a loser. It's like that guy's running our fucking country. Oh my God, where are we? Like, even if he believes it, you say it to your buddies behind the scenes in the Oval Office. You don't go on a fucking hot mic in a town hall and be like, fat Rosie O'Donnell, we all know what a loser she is. She came to my wedding, ate all the cake.
On the
what a pig. Disgusting.
On the same hand, though, Mike, to many of your points throughout the years here, he is kind of just who he is, though. Like, in a way, though.
Oh, yeah, there's no hidden Trump.
Right, it's not the politician.
No.
You're just, this is who he is.
At the tender age of 3, he was making $200,000 a year.
Damn. Son of a bitch.
He was a millionaire by the age of 8.
Yeah.
Trump was getting $1 million a year in today's money by the time he graduated college, an amount that would jump to $5 million a year by the time he hit his 40s. Again, I feel like why am I even reading this? it doesn't surprise. None of this surprises me at all.
You know how many hundreds of other members of the rich ruling class
Right.
are in the same position? These trust fund kids and.
So from what I gather, it sounds like Fred Trump had a lot of like shitty hotels, not hotels, but apartment living. You know,
it's a
like
slumlord.
Yeah, it's kind of a slumlord, and it was like, oh, this is going to be for the VAs. This is Fred Trump, by the way, not Don. This is going to be for the
How
VAs.
did he talk? Did he talk just like his dad?
veterans?
Do we
I don't know.
Do-
He was just more racist about it.
I
We're not going to let
actually-
any blacks into the VA hospital. Black VAs are on their own.
I've never heard, like, I want to hear his other family, like, does his sister talk like that?
Yeah, we've heard his sons.
Is she on
They're
the
just
judge?
douches.
I find you guilty to the max. You're disgusting, sad. That's my ruling.
I'm Mrs. Trump.
That'd be hilarious. No, so he would have these small places, and it sounds like he was finding loopholes and ways to gift money to his kids at an early age. It was like, oh, either I'm going to have to pay, they're going to have to pay huge death taxes on this money, or it's going to be taxed at 55%, or
I just
I
say
can
I'm
just
paying
start
them.
giving this money here and there to these kids.
Anyone with an accountant would do the same thing.
So Fred paid in the end. I think they claimed he died with like $1.6 million. And they're like, hilarious. He gave his family over $1 billion in wealth.
Awesome.
They think. And so of that $1 billion, $550 million should have gone to taxes. 52 million went to taxes. Now,
Good for him, man. Fuck the government.
Yeah.
Honestly.
I know. And if you think that this is the only family doing this, you're insane. You're insane. This
No,
is
that's why
going on
trust
all
exists.
over.
That's why probate attorneys work their asses off with clients to divest the IRS. I think there's a guy with a friggin' license plate around here. Divest the IRS.
Really?
Clearly a estates and wills probate guy.
Well, I know this will be the talk of the day. Last night, today. Is this just another one that goes, we just shoot well, let's see what happens with this one. Well, this is going to be the end of his presidency. I mean, he's going to have to be impeached now. Impeach 45. This is the end. We hear that all the time.
Well,
and
it's
then
just the
nothing
growing
happens.
drumbeat, right? Though, I mean, it's just another thing on the pile, and it becomes
But the problem
more
is-
and more evident that impeachment is necessary.
Is it?
The problem, honestly, if you're not a Trump person, is that I just don't know how. I mean, this is just him campaign, dude. Like, this is just helping the exact same people that voted for him to do the exact same thing again. For the most part, on some of this stuff.
Yeah, it does light a fire under his base. I just wonder, man.
Is the base big enough to carry again?
Yeah, my gut continues to be the same way as a few weeks ago. I think there's going to be a big blue wave surge. This,
Do you really?
Yeah, I do.
I disagree.
And I think they're really mobilized.
I think we are going to see the biggest turnout in the history of this country. I think
For
both-
midterms?
for both midterms,
Yeah.
which he, obviously Trump's not in the midterms, but he's out there pushing that message of like, everyone with an R next to the name is me. Basically, you got to go vote for them. I think we're going to get massive turnout for that on both sides.
Mhm.
Both sides think the other side, the movie they're watching is bullshit and a
Yeah.
lie, and
Yeah.
my movie is right.
Yeah.
And the fact is, my movie is right, and I know a lot of other people feel that way about their movie.
I'm
And
trying to watch both movies right now.
Are you?
Yeah.
Just watch mine. It's the right
No,
one, dude.
I'm trying to watch both and
So
appreciate both and kind of,
Yeah.
be critical of both.
I am too. That was helpful, even though we fucking destroyed El Presidente and his stupid argument. It has been interesting to get the perspective of the Mike Massays, I know, whatever, and Beth.
Oh,
and Bill. Just hearing from
while
them.
I avoid the discussion with people I like, I definitely listen to both sides and hear
Yeah.
both sides and take it all in.
Yeah. And it's cool because I don't trust any lizard politician ever, never will. But I do trust Beth. I do trust El Presidente and Mike Massey for that matter. God,
Well, you trust them to have
I know them as
reasonable.
people.
Yeah, they're reasonable people.
Yes, I know them as human beings
Mhm.
with that are respectful and helpful and loving and just good people.
Right.
And so it's like knowing that they're watching a shit movie that's wrong, dead fucking wrong. But I want to know why they keep watching the wrong movie.
Maybe it's right in some ways.
Oh, God damn it. I'm right. I just know I'm right. My movie is right.
Hey, everybody, you already know that Hamlin Pub is a great place to watch the big tackle ball game or for an evening out with your girl, but are you aware of Hamlin Pub's amazing Tuesday and Thursday food specials? Tuesdays, burger and brew days. That's an Angus burger, fries, and your choice of 12-ounce domestic beer or soda, just $6.99. pizza's more your thing, then get there on Thursdays when you'll get half off all pizzas. These specials are good at all 5 Hamlin Pub locations. Of course, those are in Clarkston, Chesterfield, Rochester, and 2 of them in Shelby Township.
The LAPD has announced that 4 people have been arrested in connection to a string of burglaries targeting homes of the rich and famous. And
is that a good Charlotte venue there?
Yeah.
Or...
Wait, what was that?
Lifestyles of the rich and the famous.
He died a few weeks ago.
Robin Leach. Yeah, you're right.
Lifestyles of the rich and famous.
Lifestyles.
Really?
Dude, what a gig, by the way. Traveling around, just hanging out at rich people's
There's
houses
a lot of
for
these
a week.
Instagram people, these bloggers and shit who do stuff like that. I ran across this chick who, I don't know, she's some model / vacationer,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
she travels around and Instagrams and blogs about her freaking experience in Italy
Isn't
or
that
whatever.
crazy?
It's awesome. I mean,
Dude,
what a great world where you can just make something out of that.
All you have to do is be able to get your because we've all got a platform technically, but if you can get enough people to follow your platform, whether it's taking pictures of your butt every day or titties or you
Unwrapping toys.
Unwrapping
right? We know
toys.
about that one.
Once you hit a certain number, it's like, here I am on vacation, and here's all the cool pictures from there, and
Yeah.
people will pay you to do that. It's like,
Crazy.
dude, it's really incredible. I mean, chicks are making out the best right now. What with the butt and titty pictures they're able to take. We'll get to a breastfeeding lady
Oh my God.
who's got a following for God knows what reason other than
Straw man issue.
yeah,
Breastfeeding in public, but we'll
Jeez.
get to that.
yeah. Anyways, that's what these teens were focusing on, though, is like social media. These 3 teens and mom,
They'd watch posts.
they would watch
Go, holy
posts.
fuck, look at the Rolex that dude's wearing.
Yeah. Now he's tweeting that he's in Italy for the week. He's bragging about being on a yacht in
Yeah.
Italy. That means he's not at home.
Yeah.
And so they were casing these joints, and they robbed the home of the Dodgers right fielder Yasiel Puig, and also the Rams wide receiver Robert Woods, Rihanna.
Shit.
Yeah, among others. Yeah. They
You
robbed
would
him
think that
first.
These
Yasiel
bigger
Puig.
players or celebrities. I'm not saying they'd have like a person on site watching, but you'd think you'd really have some security, like like a gated
But do you
community.
want someone sitting in your house, just sitting there waiting?
But not
like,
even
all the
that,
A lot
time?
of those
like-
guys will have their cousin Marty, who just kind of lives
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Kato Kalin,
Yeah,
just
yeah,
kind of
that's
hanging
true.
out.
Yeah,
So yeah, to East Point, you'd think like a Rihanna would have just a knockdown security system that
I
yeah.
mean,
a bunch
something,
of
dude.
guys from LA aren't going to be, unless you're the Pink Panther, they get into that shit.
Yeah. Well, these guys, I guess, were going like they would have 3 people. And so one would go to the door and just knock on the door. And so if someone answered the door, it'd be
I
like,
just
oh,
think-
shit, I thought the party was here tonight. No.
Yeah.
And then leave.
Sure.
If no one answers and it's clear no one's here, the other 2 are breaking into the door or a window on the
Mhm.
other side of the house.
I just wouldn't think you'd be able to go up to like Puig. I forgot how to say his name, but like someone like that. I just don't think you'd be able to go up to his house and just
Right. No, you'd drive up and you'd hit the button and you'd talk through the little
Yeah,
deal,
box.
right?
Have
Yeah.
you ever rolled through any of those neighborhoods, either one of you guys, like in where these guys
Not
would live?
Really.
Every one of them has a gate in front. They're all gated.
It's more California podcast.
So if you're going down the 10,
yeah.
actually no, if you're on the 1, if
If
you're going
I
down the
wanted
1,
to stop and get a good fish taco, Mike, where would I go? What exit?
You know what I almost did the
You're
other
gonna
day?
wanna, it's off the 10, Jay.
Okay.
No, I don't like fish tacos, but there's all kinds of taco stands. Like if you're on Rosecrans or
Where is this in relation to Marin
Melrose,
County?
way south, 8 hours south
Oh,
drive.
okay.
If you 8 hours if you're on the 1, if you're on the 10, you can make that trip in 4. We made it in 3.5 once, but
You know what I almost did for
fuck both of you.
history last week? No, I'm gonna back you up. I almost did this for history last week just to get Jay's goat. But Pier 39, it was when
Sure,
it was like when it opened up in 1932 or some shit, whenever it was, and I almost did
Where's
it for my
Pier
in
39
San
again?
Francisco. I mean,
Oh.
I've been there myself
Oh,
too.
that-
So.
It's where-
Okay.
Isn't that where the chick was shot?
Is that the one where always the sea lions are up at and like
Yeah.
Fisherman's Wharf and all that
Yeah.
stuff? Okay.
Personally, I like the
Oh boy.
Santa Monica Pier.
Yeah.
That's just me. I mean, everyone's got their own taste. and all
Pier. Everybody's got their own
the
pier.
pier that they fancy, but mine's, I would definitely say the Santa Monica Pier is the shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, but way south. Yeah. Again, 405 or the 10 will get you there
Yeah.
in 4 hours. But if you're on the 1,
But
just buckle
speaking
up,
of the
it's gonna be a
jewel
while.
thieves,
Yeah.
hey,
So
whatever
anyways,
happened to those ones that allegedly ripped off Mrs.
Kim-
Kanye West in
It's just-
where was that?
yeah.
It's just yay
Where was
west
that in
now.
France? And it was thought like, was this just a big
Yes.
setup for social media or
I
what?
forgot about
I don't
that.
know. I thought we heard an update on that story.
I don't ever remember.
Someone
an
might have
update.
been caught.
Was
or
that
something.
rendered like genuine? Even
Isn't there like a famous ring? I might be thinking of Ocean's 12 or Ocean's 11 right now. So I don't want to. I might just recite like a plot
Matt
line.
Damon and
George
Clooney are not in a fucking,
Are you gonna talk about the girls that stole stuff from like Lohan and all that? Because there was that.
No, I thought there was like a famous criminal gang like of thieves that they tried to catch for decades over in Europe.
Oh, I don't know.
What do they call them? It might have been like the Pink Panther or something. I don't know. I can't remember. Anyway, these guys were just going. They would look at touring schedules. They're like, oh yeah, Puig's playing tonight in right field for the Dodgers. So he's at the stadium. And they did the same thing with the Rams wide receiver, Robert Woods. And they flocked like birds to areas where the rich and famous resided. When they found their potential target, the teens would switch into a larger vehicle, change their clothes. They would get into some dope-ass ride, so it looked like they belonged in a Beverly Hills neighborhood. And they'd have button-down shirts and nice clothes.
Any closed-circuit TV isn't going to go, aha, there's those scumbags rolling up in an Econoline van.
Exactly.
Yeah, wearing hoodies. No, they're all dressed to the nines.
Once a target was selected, a larger vehicle would be utilized to give the suspects the opportunity to change into something more comfortable. So once they were going into the house, it's like, yeah, we're just normal guys, upstanding, rich motherfuckers in your neighborhood. Then once they'd pull in and realize they can get in here, then it was like hoodies and everything. So the security cams don't catch them. I mean, security caught them, but they can't make IDs on things. And so one teen would, like I said, knock on the front door to make sure the house was empty. The other two broke in. They stole stuff like cash, watches, firearms, jewelry, anything else they could carry. They would be done quickly. The suspects would leave within minutes before the alarm company could even notify the homeowner. The suspects were caught after they were stopped in an unrelated traffic incident.
These people, man.
When you're doing stuff like that, though, but that always happens, dude. You're doing. You have to be careful about everything. You can't speed. You can't have had a beer. You can't. You gotta be.
It kills you. Livonia police pull over a van, for a right turn signal out, and they find 80 pounds of marijuana. Like, what the fuck, man?
Come on, dude. If you got a dead body in the trunk, you can't fucking be traveling with a headlight out. But that's what these guys. So the police, do a quick scope of the car. They find a gun in there. It turns out it's Robert Woods, the Rams receiver's gun. And then they're like, that's weird. It's registered to Robert Woods, the wide receiver whose house was burgled. And so then they find other shit, a bunch of other stuff like $50,000 in cash and all kinds of other things and watches, purses. And that's when they figured out, okay, this is the fucking ring. And so they also found a hit list in the apartment or wherever these guys were with other potential targets. So they knew this ring was going to continue. Yeah. Including Viola Davis, who's created the murder show on ABC and some huge shows on ABC. Matt Damon, LeBron James. Break into LeBron's crib. He just moved in.
I know.
He just moved into the neighborhood. What kind of message does that send? Anyway, so they keep calling them teens, two 18-year-olds and a 19-year-old, and one of the 18-year-old's mother was 34.
I'm doing the math.
Yeah. Carry the two.
Yeah. What is it, E?
34. She's got an 18-year-old son. How old was she when she had the son?
16, depending on obviously based on when it was actually.
Did you look at my notes, E?
No.
Did you cheat?
Too much time in the math room and not enough time learning the English language.
Boy, that's got to suck, man, to know that you're just a target just because of your name. Like, you worry about that stuff. You're like, yeah, I'll let you know where I went on vacation once I get back and shit.
Yeah, we never post anything online about, while we're gone and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Never say anything.
Yeah. Anyway,
by the way, it does.
What's Eddie?
There's an article. It's funny that it's brought up because it literally seems like just this week she's done an interview about it, and there's an exclusive on US Weekly where Kim Kardashian talks about
Us Weekly, but yeah, continue.
Oh yeah, still
Weekly.
Taking precautions about the Paris robbery. So like, I guess it was. Still looks
legit.
like it looks to have still been legit at least.
Okay.
Yeah.
Always wonder about,
Yeah.
Oh, I thought
Kanye
for
and
sure
her.
that thing was kind of bullshit, to be honest with you.
Did you guys see the trouble Alex Trebek got in yesterday?
No, I saw him in the news the other day making a joke at the outset of some debate.
Yeah.
But, okay. You got in trouble for that?
Gubernatorial debate. Yeah, he made some passing
Philadelphia
reference to
Eagles thing or something. No.
Yeah, it was something like what did he say? I thought it was something. He took a shot at like the Me Too movement or something.
Oh, I didn't know that.
But it's not even that.
Oh, Trebek.
What Trebek did. So this is in Pennsylvania, right? And he was responding to he was moderating this debate. You got a D and an R. Names are irrelevant, but a D and an R. And he's like, Trebek comes in and he's like, I don't like the debate style with the lecturns and, let's just chill, have a conversation. And then Trebek for months studied his balls off on Pennsylvania politics and learned everything.
Really?
And then talked his ass off himself.
People want to hear from the candidates.
Yeah,
And
this is their one debate.
Oh, my God.
Their only debate.
What a Trebekian error. A boner.
Trebek spoke 44 times for a total of 21 minutes.
What?
Wagner spoke 29 times for 17 minutes. And the other guy spoke 25 times for 13 minutes.
Trebek. He's always struck me as that guy, though. You tune into Jeopardy, and there he is showing off how he's got just the right accent. It's chimichanga.
Chimichanga.
Yeah.
In
El Salvador.
1832 in Paris, France. So-and-so. Pepe Le Pew. Always.
Or he'll correct somebody. Somebody gets, I'm sorry. It's not that. It's 18th century.
It's Chihuahua.
Not 19th.
You said Chihuahua. It's actually Chihuahua, the French-based poodle. Thank you. Yeah, but he comes out first question. He's like, so, Senator Wagner, who is the guy? And I'm like, are you really asking a question right now? Like it's Jeopardy? He's like, who is the guy that plays lineman for the Philadelphia Eagles who's won the past 2 Super Bowls?
That's not a properly structured Jeopardy question, Mike.
I know, but why are you asking that, period? You should be asking, so, Mr. Wagner, how are you going to fix the roads? Yeah. Like, yes, Chris, it's fucking, Howie Long's son, Chris Long. Next, what now what? Stupid. And so he's apologizing now, like, yeah, I sure thought this through more.
Yeah.
And made it all about me.
Didn't realize it wasn't all about me.
I thought this was bullshit. Pennsylvania.
Wait, hold on. Why is he even doing this? Like, friend of a friend? Like, you know who I could get? I could get Trebek.
Bullshit.
I could.
No way.
I
Not
could
a
call
chance.
him in.
I don't buy it. Mustachio
Like,
Trebek
seriously,
or
what's
the new nude lip?
What's the relevance of Alex Trebek to Pennsylvania?
Probably Pennsylvania, probably just to bring more people in. Like, hey, Trebek's going to be there moderating. Well, we should go get a picture with him. I don't know. I don't hate that. Like, he's a smart dude and whatever, but I guess he just studied way too much. It was just like showing off his knowledge of Pennsylvania way too much. And people, I love this. People, Pennsylvanians were going on Twitter. And they were expressing great concern because the Monday debate was the only debate between the two candidates throughout the election, and voters didn't get a chance to hear their substantive debate. And I'm like, just one's got a D next to him, and one's got an R next to him. Like,
what more do you need to know?
What more do you need to know?
Yeah.
Like,
hey, voter, what are you, a D or an R?
Yeah. I wanted,
match it up.
I wanted to weigh the issues and see where they stood on. No, you don't. You're looking for the blue check or the red check. That's it.
Right.
Like, we don't even need to see these guys. That's why the option exists in the voting booth. Like, do you just want to check all the R boxes or all the D boxes? Because you can do that.
Well, I've done my job.
We'll call it straight ticket. It just means, I don't know shit about any of these people. I don't care. I'm just an R. So
I'm tribal.
I'm looking for guys with cool names. That's all I do when I go in there.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know who the fuck this guy is. Don't care. Doesn't matter. Check a box for him. No, he's got a kick-ass name. He's got penis in his name. Spenison. He's got penis right there in his name. I'm voting for Spenison. Let's take a quick time out. Van Dyke. Remember Officer Jason Van Dyke? He's white.
This is the Chicago.
And he shot a teenager. I can't remember what color that teen was.
Yeah, he was a black guy.
Oh, he was. Yeah, that's right. I'm
Had
pretty
the
sure you're
knife.
right.
Yeah, man.
Laquan McDonald.
He was on the stand yesterday. Is that right?
Yeah, today and yesterday. And boy, this is a tough one.
You think?
No, I really don't.
No.
We'll discuss it more when we come back.
The Detroit Cast continues after this short break. continues now, bitches. Here are Mike and Jay.
All right, welcome back to the show. Mike and Jay. And I mentioned just before the break about White, police officer.
Yes.
Jason Van Dyke. And you said you're pretty sure that the teen that he shot, Laquan McDonough, was black?
I'm fairly sure about that. I think I heard reports in that regard.
I don't want us to be spreading fake news if he's not. If I find, no, of course he's a black kid. And he was shot 16 times. We've all seen the video. We can pull the video up again. He's been on the stand, and they do not like putting these guys on the stand. Usually it's like, yeah, you prove I did it. Prove I'm guilty.
Yeah, the whole innocent until proven guilty.
Yeah, don't put your lie. What is the statement, Jay?
Never, ever put your lying, guilty defendant on the stand.
Yeah. But sometimes when it's like, oh, damn, that video's strong as shit, man. You're going to have to take the stand and explain some shit, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, there's no choice. Mr. Van Dyke has to take the stand, which he did. And this is obviously in Chicago where the incident happened. He claimed McDonald stared at him vacantly moments before he opened fire. His eyes were just bugging out of his head. The kid was on PCP, I think it was determined, which isn't that one of those like turns you into the Hulk drugs?
That's what I'm told. Yeah.
Yeah. Where you can, 10 guys would have trouble taking you down to Chinatown.
Yeah. I think that was what occurred in this instance too.
Shots fired!
Right. That lady.
Yeah.
She was confronting a driver who was found to be on PCP.
Or was that PCP as well? So. And he was a black man.
He was a black man.
She wasn't white though, was she? She was white.
Shots
fired. And so anyway, he said dash cam footage which showed him shooting the teen even as he lay on the ground does not show his perspective. He also said he thought he was backpedaling. See, that's the problem with video. It shows like what really happened. He was not backpedaling, and he waved his knife from his lower left side upwards across his body towards my left shoulder, the cop said. But
video doesn't show that.
He was like 20 feet away, though. Like, up to your left shoulder, it makes it sound like you're on him. You guys are on each other, and up to my left shoulder. What am I going to do? I got to shoot him.
Well, we all know that in 1.5 seconds, he could have been on the officer slicing him up.
Right. Then it would have been on one of the other 60 officers that were already there with their guns drawn.
That's what I was going to ask you. Isn't this the one where there's just a ton of cops there?
And I believe he came flying up on the scene and it was just like hopped out of his car and was just like,
they're all like, whoa, buddy.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Settle down. We asked for a taser backup. What are you doing all fucking, fucking.
Crazy thing is, though, this guy, it's not like he was trigger happy. I think he'd never fired a service revolver in the line of duty.
Yep.
And I think he'd been on duty since like 03 or 02, something like that.
And he was very proud of that, too. This is the first and only time I've ever shot at anyone. All I see him holding is his knife in his right hand, eyes still bugging out of his face, still showing no expression. I just kept on looking at the knife and I shot at it. So when they're pinning him down, like when the guy's on the ground, was it still necessary to keep? And he's like, he never dropped the knife. And so I was trying to shoot the knife. Boy, oh boy.
We've all seen the movies, right?
Yeah, you just shoot the knife out of his hand. Bad guy's got a knife. That's not a knife. And you shoot it out of his hand. Dr. Lawrence Miller, who's a psychologist, testified that that Van Dyke had told him that he had told his partner on the way to the scene that he thought they would have to shoot the teen and wondered why the other officers there who had called asking for backup with a taser hadn't shot this kid themselves. That doesn't sound good, does it?
It doesn't sound good.
The psychologist, however, said it was a reasonable response because Van Dyke genuinely believed his life was in danger. Van Dyke maintains that he ordered McDonald to drop the knife several times before shooting him. One of the other officers described McDonald as deranged. This is a female cop that was there. There was nothing that was actually phasing him. He was just like in a twilight. This is Officer Letizia Velez. She also argued that dashcam video of the shooting did not tell the full story because it doesn't show the teenager's face. It doesn't show the look in his eye.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. Can we see the video again, E? You have it there. Yeah, I hate judging these guys because I know, as someone that's been on the beat before, I know how dangerous this is.
It's just the distance and the seeming like, yeah, okay, guy's a problem for sure. He's got a knife. He's walking in the middle of the street, but
see, the cop claims he himself was backpedaling. But look at him, dude. He's making steps towards the kid.
Yeah.
And the kid appears to be walking away from him, right?
So he's just filling him with lead at that point.
Yeah. So he's got the knife in his right hand. So where does he pull it up to? So there he probably pulled it up, and that's when he shot. But he's still, what,
Right
15?
here. Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, and you can like see
the body sort of lurching.
Yeah, and you
I
can
wonder
see,
if
like,
that can be explained away like by a psychologist. I'm sure you could buy one that would say this, that once you're in that fear type state, you're just emptying your gun, you know, because you want that danger to go away.
Well, that was the line of questioning I saw, the brief clips I saw. I wasn't watching the court case, but the ones I did see, the attorneys were really pressing him like, did you know how many times you shot him? Did you realize that you were still shooting him while he was on the ground? You know, and the cop's like, I don't know.
That almost does, you know, support the notion that he was in fear for his that reaction, right? The seemingly unreasonable action of like, dude, calm the fuck down.
Settle
like you
down,
are out of
Pools.
your mind in fear right now.
Yeah.
Is that the argument that would be made, right?
Totally. And I could see I'm not trying to make an argument for this case.
Yeah, he needs to be convicted.
Yeah.
In my opinion. IMO.
Adrenaline, we all know what that's like. Like there's only a handful of times you felt it, but when I got into that fight at a bar where that guy tried to sue me in the radio station and the bar itself, and he got in my face, and I knew I was in the right. There was when he pushed me and I went back onto like a booth table, like, dude, I saw fucking red. Like it was just reactionary. I launched up and jacked this motherfucker in the face. That was it. There was no thought. There was no. Okay. It was like adrenaline took over in that moment, and boom, that was the reaction to being pushed or afraid, or whatever it was.
None of that is relevant to this context because these guys are trained professionals.
Yeah, but can you train someone to be? Well, I guess you can, and cops are held to a different standard. But my point is, once you decide knife's coming up, I'm pulling the trigger. I imagine you're in that moment like I was, where it's like reaction takes over, and it's like, I don't know what happened. That just happened. Yeah. You know, and so I know we've got one angle of this, and it doesn't give us true perspective, but why weren't the other officers shooting this kid? Why did all of them, with all the lights flashing? Obviously you had someone that was clearly on something, that's walking around. He's been breaking into a truck. That's why the initial call was made. He's got a knife. And all these other cops are just kind of following him. Like, okay, where are we going? We're going for a walk with this dude. Keep him at a distance. Now, if he charges someone in an instant, you could shoot him.
Drop him.
You know, you could. But it just seems like even with a knife, and I don't know, but you could fucking throw a net over him. Net him. You know what I mean? Can't we get one of those guns where it shoots the net out?
Yeah, absolutely.
We've seen superheroes use something like that, right?
And they have like the weights on them, you know?
Yeah.
So, it tangles them all up.
It's all tangled up.
Yeah.
And by the
could shoot a web. Dude, we could get Spider-Man in and shoot the fucking web, right?
Why don't we have web fucking guns that shoot webs on people? That's what we need to do. So I imagine this guy will be convicted. I don't know what that's worth because it's obviously not first-degree murder where it's premeditated.
I don't know, man. Sounds like it. He was in that car saying he was going there to shoot him.
Well, he didn't exactly say that. I'm going there to shoot him.
Well, what did you say he said?
He said,
what's the testimony, Mike?
Okay, if you believe Dr. Lawrence Miller, and I have no reason not to believe Dr. Lawrence Miller. At this
she
point.
Or he sounds very credible.
Yes. He
Mike,
said,
you mean like this? You think this would be effective?
Hold on, here's the net gun.
Hell yes, dude. This is what we need.
This is not.
We need the Japanese net gun.
Japanese net gun. Yes, that's it.
This is what we need.
I mean, he has a knife right there.
Yeah.
Look at him. He doesn't know what to do.
2 to 3 meters and done.
He's done, dude. He's tangled in the net gun. How do we get these over here? They don't look that expensive.
She's now away.
She's terrified for her life.
There are all sorts of alternative weapons, the taser being one. But what about that one, that audio one that shoots out, like just blasts you with high-pitched audio?
What? Yeah, it blows your eardrums
out. It's like directional, so you can point it at someone.
Look at this now.
Look at this.
Dude, the Japanese are all over it.
Yes.
They've got this figured out.
Look at that dude he was in. Now she's
look at her. She's reeling him in.
Is it realistic though that people are just going to be walking around with net guns on their hip like at all times, waiting for that perfect moment? I mean, this is great to like, stand over there. I'm going to shoot you with my net gun. But if there's a real intruder,
honestly,
yeah. And I kind of want to get one to see so we can go.
Oh, but maybe we give the force ought to have one of these.
Yeah, as something just, maybe not always, but when it's
Alternative.
like, hey,
In this
calling for
situation.
backup. It's like, hey, we want a
Look at this
taser,
guy.
bring the net gun.
Look at this guy. Now she's locked the net gun on this thing, and
Yes,
now
gonna trip his ass. Watch this.
He's going nowhere, dude.
Look at the net gun.
I mean, look
It's effective. Oh, triple net gun.
Oh, triple net
Oh,
guns. This
man.
guy's fucked. He's fucked.
It honestly does have sort of a web-like. I bet it's sticky too.
What is with this?
And you need that guy with the stick,
the prongs.
the prongs there to hold him down afterwards in case he tries to break out of the net gun. You guys get me. Let me go.
Does it appear to have sticky properties too? You think that's sort of a web/net gun?
Could you reuse it if it had sticky properties?
Yeah, probably.
Not like super glue, but remember those things you would throw them on the wall and
Yeah.
they would creep a car on the wall?
Yes.
Like that level of stickiness.
Right.
Just enough to throw your game off. Know that you're caught in a net gun. So yeah, we'll have to see where this goes. I was going to ask you what you think is reasonable as far as time. I say this only because it's a cop, and cops are given the benefit of the doubt, and they're put in really tough situations,
Yeah,
and you don't know what his mindset really was. If he feared for his life,
Sure.
do you give a guy like that 20 years? Do you give him 10
I'm
years?
very sympathetic to the job that police officers have to do and how they have to react to things. But yeah, I think this is a bad one. I think 20 years, something like that.
You think cops, like when that news breaks out of Chicago and all of a sudden it's nationwide, do you think cops are waking up just going, fuck, man, what color was the cop?
Oh yeah,
It's
right.
white.
Every one of these shootings.
Shit.
Yeah.
What color was the kid he shot in the face 10 times? It was black.
Yeah, and they're like, Trump.
Ah.
Would Trump just tweet something today and change the subject,
Yeah.
please? Please.
Got to get over this storm, Bigley. Thank you, sir.
Dude, I was thinking more about Trebek on the break, man.
Yeah.
Trebek is one of the few people in my mind that it would be like surreal to see him in real life.
You think so?
Like, what if you were just like walking down the street and you see Trebek in like shorts or something, shorts and a t-shirt? Wouldn't that be fucking weird? You'd be like, oh my God, he's a real guy.
I wonder why you say that with him as opposed to, didn't you bump into like Regis Philbin or something?
I saw Regis, but Regis is more dynamic. You know, he's been in different contexts, but Trebek, you just see as this one figure.
Yeah.
And to see him,
You
like,
can't put him anywhere else, too. You wouldn't want to see, like, Gunslinger starring Trebek. You know what I mean?
That's
Like,
what I'm saying. It's just
like, that's
it'd be
it.
surreal to see him. I've always thought Cruz would be weird to see, given his actual size would be starkly different to what Hollywood portrays him as.
Yeah,
So
because people aren't digging ditches for him in the regular streets.
Tom Cruise walking down the street would be weird to see.
It would be. 'Cause, you know,
Totally weird.
He'd have some sort of shoe that was like,
Yeah,
it's lifted a
A
little bit.
lifty boot.
I
Yeah.
tried to find pictures of Trebek, but I really couldn't. I found this.
Oh, that's right. He's into racing, right?
Yeah,
Is he
but-
taking a picture with you there, E?
Oh my God, he. Pull that up.
I knew you were into racing, E, but I didn't know you met Trebek. When did you meet Alex Trebek?
On the Toyota racing team together.
Yes, I don't bring it up very often, but it's just something I do on the weekends a little bit. I'm sorry I haven't brought it up to the show before, but
That's funny, dude.
no,
Yeah.
but I couldn't find a picture of him like on vacation or something. Or
Yeah,
like,
right.
Yeah, if you saw Trebek like in the Hamptons, shirtless with a drink with a
It'd be bizarre.
umbrella in it, you'd be like, nah,
Yeah,
no, he
doesn't
needs to be
fit.
suited.
That one's weird enough. The one in the racing suit.
Absolutely, it is. Kent State University has canceled the production. I know this is going to devastate the room of West Side Story.
Mm.
They were going to put on, students were putting on a play. Problem was, too many white actors. Yeah. Yep. So there were complaints, and
Did people try out that were rejected?
they were, but they were not white people, and so they threw quite.
That's my point, though. There was
Latino students who
Okay.
auditioned.
Latino.
Latino. They auditioned for roles playing members of the Sharks, obviously, Puerto Rican gang, and they were outraged after the three leading roles all went to non-Latino students.
Oh man.
Yeah,
It was like that story not too long ago where there was the trans role and Scarlett Johansson.
Sure,
Johansson. How do you say that?
I like Johansson, but I think it's Johansson. Yeah.
Scar Joe.
Scar Joe.
Yeah.
It's not Scar Yo.
She was gonna play this trans person, and the uproar. But she's not really trans.
Yeah.
No, but she is an actress or actor.
Is
Sorry.
that the point?
Yeah.
Right.
That's what she does.
You know what? Some of the like
What
whatever
better
David's-
person to try to play a different role?
Yeah, Matt
whatever
Damon
is-
and George Clooney aren't actually jewel thieves
right?
either.
That's what I was gonna say.
Not
yeah.
that we know of.
Yeah, not that we're aware of. So, musical theater major. So she's into this shit.
I want to know if
She's
those,
a
like,
theater major. Her
course,
name
yeah.
is Bridget Martinez, whose parents are from Puerto Rico. Auditioned for her dream role as the romantic lead Maria.
Uh-huh.
she was devastated when a white student got the role over her. I was just blown away because it was not correct at all.
Let me ask
I
you this.
saw myself as Maria.
Did you? I'd love it if the theater person came out and just said, "Look, they tried. They all sucked. They
Yeah.
were terrible actors and actresses. I'm sorry."
That's a tough message nowadays, E.
I know.
Martinez was cast as the understudy. Not good enough. You know, we'll take the fucking lead's knees out then. We've all seen Kerrigan. We know how to do this. So none of the 3 Latino leads were cast as Latino. Theater major Viviana Cardenas auditioned for another leading role as a Puerto Rican character, Anita, but was disappointed when the role went to a black student. Now blacks are stealing their roles too? I think the professors who made the decision.
God, that must have been the guy. Must have been like, God, I put a black in. Jesus,
Yeah, you put a black in, but not me.
Still got it. Well, no, I'm saying like the guy who did the casting might have been like, Jesus Christ, I put an African American in. Now I'm.
What
still
more do you want?
What
What do you want from me?
can I
Put
do?
a less qualified black guy in.
Yeah,
What can I do?
I've met the requirements. I think the professors who made the decision wanted. Listen to this quote. This is a quote from the girl who did not get the part. I think the professors who made the decision wanted the best for the show, and that's what they considered, and that's it. I think there are more things that need to be considered than just that. That's a quote, kids.
I almost just had a spit take, dude.
That's incredible.
I mean,
So let me get this straight. The theater company had auditions, and they chose the best actors for the roles.
She acknowledges that.
Wow.
that was their intent, and that's what they did. But still, they fucked up.
They fucked up. That is an incredible quote. The other Latinos are probably like, no. Forget what she just said, what Viviana just said. No, that's not what it is. It's because we're Latino that they didn't pick us.
Poor Viviana.
The outcry prompted the theater department to hold a town hall style meeting overseen by officials from the Division of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion. Boy, that sounds like a blast of a fucking division, doesn't it?
Fun group of people.
Fun group. You want to go hit the bar at night?
yeah, that's
you
the
wanna be
party
with
I want to go to.
The team of the Division of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion. That's my team. Following the meeting, Eric Van Bars. Eric Van Bars, yes. Hi, I'm the
Sounds
director
awfully
of
white
theater.
to me, yeah.
He's got a Van in his name, dude, or is it Vaughn? Eric Van Bars, the director of the school theater and dance, announced the West Side Story. Fuck it off. It's canceled. Forget it. Go home, all of you.
Good move.
In a
I know.
statement, Van Bars said that the production was canceled in response to the outcry raised over the casting. He does support, though, the progression of conscious casting. Conscious casting, you asked, like, what the fuck is that? I've never heard of that. I've heard of casting, and I know how that goes. Like, there's a bunch of assholes that line up out the door, and then they bring them in one by one,
Yeah.
and then they cast some of them. That's called casting. Conscious casting? Not familiar with that. It's a modification of the concept of colorblind casting. See where this is going. That was the former popular approach of casting roles without regard to the actor's race, because we're all the same. We're just people.
That sounds good.
The conscious approach actively seeks to cast non-whites into roles written for white characters. The reverse is strictly to be avoided
That's not racist at all.
under this approach.
The reverse is strictly to be avoided.
Yes.
The one where you treat people equally should not be used.
Absolutely avoided. All I could think was, this is a time when we need Jim Rhodes, Leroy Satcham, and the Ohio National Guard back on Kent State's property.
Oh,
know what I mean?
Mike.
That's all I could think was,
For dead in Ohio.
it's like, we need these fucking ultra white guys leading the state to just go, fuck it, bring in the National Guard, please. We can just shoot some of these stupid people. Sorry, I thought that. I shouldn't have said that, but that's how I felt.
Hey, everybody. October is Show Us Your Sausage Month for Kowalski Quality Meats. That means if you post,
And if I've had,
a picture or pictures of you and your quality meats on Facebook,
but
Twitter,
it's got to be quality. meats. Don't
Instagram.
just post your meats.
Right. And
You know what I
definitely
mean?
don't just, gentlemen, don't just post your meats.
Yeah, and then hashtag Kowalski.
We want hashtag Kowalski Quality. It needs to be Kowalski brand meats and products.
Stadium kielbasa. Skinless stadium kielbasa.
There's some examples.
Oh my God, they're so good.
Olive loaf.
Olive loaf, Jay's favorite.
Go ahead and hashtag it Kowalski Quality, and we will enter you into a drawing at the end of the month. We'll provide you fabulous prizes.
So we've got a mother, Jay, who's been accused of trying to steal another woman's man by breastfeeding in public. And now she is hit back by sharing more and more photos of her nude breastfeeding in public.
Nude.
In
Nude.
defiance of her critics. Rika Nayari, she's a 39-year-old photographer, revealed she was on a flight from New York to Budapest with her 34-month-old daughter. Why don't you just say like 3-year-old? Like, what is 34 months? That might be the biggest one I've ever heard in months.
I know. I'm not either. I've not heard.
34 months?
Yeah.
Like,
Wow.
I know people will do it in the 20s.
Too short of 3 years old.
Yeah. You got
That
a
is
3-year-old.
ridiculous. That's the thing that bugs me the most when I hear parents talk about their kids' age. It is after fucking 12, they're a year and whatever they are, almost 2, almost 3, maybe if you want to say a year and a half, but 15, 18 months and then 30, my God.
34. A 34-month-old child is able to like walk up and be like, yo, ma, what's got 2 thumbs and want some titty milk? This guy.
Yeah.
Like, right? Like a 3-year-old can do that.
Yeah, for the record, it is a little girl.
Still?
Child,
whatever.
but
Still. Elo. I think that's the name. ILO. LLO.
ILO. ILO.
ILO. Okay.
Yes, I don't.
Lisa was taken. So she was on this flight when the woman sitting in front of them degraded her for breastfeeding a 3-year-old toddler at the seat behind her. She called me disgusting and a litany of other bad words.
Do you even believe that?
No, I think this is a total straw man argument.
I was just gonna say, do you even believe that a lady said? Why didn't you say a man? If you're gonna lie, just say a man, and we'd probably all be like, yeah, maybe a guy did.
I don't think any of this shaming goes on.
No.
I think guys, you try to grab a sneak peek of some
yes.
areola.
Dude, the titty's out. Why wouldn't you?
And ladies, you understand.
Yeah. We've done it forever.
I'm seeing more and more, by the way.
Have you have you guys ever seen someone like, well, my dad shamed my sister once. It was like, Kristen, put a towel over it. He said that in a restaurant. It was awesome. Not that she had it all out, but she was kind of fumbling with a towel thing. And he's like,
was he scared he was going to see his daughter's nipple?
I don't know why you wouldn't want to be discreet. You know, there's like these stupid aprons you can put over.
Yeah.
And they have like a metal kind of bar in them.
What?
They kind of like, I think Gab had one.
Really?
They kind of flare out so you can see the kid down there and you can kind of manipulate the titty into the kid's mouth.
Yeah.
But still, it's like an apron.
Would you help Gab manipulate the titty?
Oh, I've helped definitely manipulate titties.
I'm seeing more and more of those.
Just a helpful husband, man.
Absolutely.
You're a good dude,
doing my part.
Good dude.
Those boots, like they're in public places a lot.
Really?
Yeah, I'm seeing them a lot now. Actually, those like a booth is just like in the airport or the concourse of a venue, just like, here, if you need to go, this is a place you can go into.
Employers with 50 or more employees need to provide space to express breast milk.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Dude, I remember we were at I think it was the Red Wing parade after they won one of the cups, 97 or whatever. And we were just like, oh, wow, that chick just sat on the bench there in front of a million people and just pulled her shirt up, whipped a titty out and started suckling the kid like, eyes over there, fellas, nothing to see here. It's like, no, there's a chick with a titty out and a baby latched onto it. There's definitely something to see.
Yeah, ladies, don't be surprised if we gawk.
Yeah.
But nobody's shaming you. Nobody, it's bullshit.
I
This
agree.
notion.
By the way, don't act like you don't like that anyways. I mean, your shirts are cut down the middle and show off half your titties half the time. Like, why? Is it more comfortable that way?
No.
And so we'll be like, oh, God damn, nice titties over there. Not bad. Grandmas don't wear shirts like that. There's no grandma out there that's walking around with like a crop top and, Nana's ass on her shorts and half her titties hanging out. You know what I mean?
I've not seen it.
I haven't seen it either. So Raka has more than 31,000 Instagram followers. Oh, okay. Now the picture's starting to become clear.
Oh, okay.
She uses her social media platform to educate critics about the benefits of nursing. By sharing photos of herself breastfeeding her little girl. Well, it's just it's natural. You want to see some photos of her breastfeeding her little girl?
I've seen them, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Natural. Oh, I didn't think she was going to be hot.
Yeah, everybody's nude.
Great
Everybody's
tits.
nude. Look at her jewelry.
Yeah, why does that have? Yeah.
That kid has teeth, dude.
Oh, yeah.
The kid should not be suckling titties.
The kid's been walking for 2 years and talking for 2 years.
Hey, yo,
for
Ma.
2 years.
Yo, Ma, I need some titty milk. Starving up in here.
I mean,
necessary? This is keep going.
There's no fucking way. There's no way somebody
Look
told
at
her
her
on a
holding
plane.
an owl in one hand.
Well, she's she's an artist.
Yeah, she's
And
an artist.
her daughter is old enough to comprehend, like, no, I need you to put your index finger right on my nipple.
Right.
On my other titty. The one you're suckling one, you need to have your index finger on my other nipple so that we can post this without being hit with nudity.
I will
claims.
say this, dude. The idea of nudity of breast to me, the idea that, big deal. We see what's going on there, and the fact that our kid just has the little nipples covered and now it's okay is, I don't know, like, just be naked, I guess, is what I'm trying to.
She says breastfeeding is
Look at
natural.
Look at her husband. Unfrozen caveman. Holy shit.
I bet he's got some money though.
Yeah.
Breastfeeding is natural, Jay, and our breasts were made for feeding our babies. Yeah, well, technically for like 6 months, and then
I
give them
know.
back. Give them back to the rightful owner.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They're
agree
taking
with
their
that.
kid to this like, what do you call that? I'm trying to think of the movie or book. Fuck, never mind.
Well put.
No,
Thank you
Gatsby
for that.
party. Like they're trying to go to a freaking Gatsby party
the
here.
Great Gatsby.
Yeah, and they got their kid
Kid's thirsty again. You
and
know.
crazy right at this party where they're all dressed up with pearls and everything.
Yeah. Kid's got to hit it from the tap. It's just so obnoxious, dude. It's just so obnoxious. Look at this. Oh, I hate these people.
It's just a non-issue. That's what kills me. Like
Mhm.
nobody's shaming you.
Associating breastfeeding with sex or perversion is disturbing.
Okay.
Oh, is that the
Sometimes-
deal?
Sometimes that's what, like Jason, that's what you're doing. Like that's the funny thing. That's what she's doing.
Why do you think 31,000 people are following you on Instagram?
her personality?
Because you're socially, you're a woke bae? Is that what it is? We're all like, yeah, she's got a point. No, it's because you got half your fucking tits hanging out. That's why people are following you.
I know. I can sign on in Instagram, and every other day I'm going to see half your titty.
Yeah, this is great. I'm going to follow this one. You kidding me? She's got half her tits
It's a
hanging out.
great
It's great.
deal.
It looks like a nice titty too. And by the way, saying that associating breastfeeding with sex or perversion is disturbing. Really? So I assume your husband doesn't play with your titties at all then.
No, breastfeeding, dude. I agree with that. I mean, it's,
My point is, though, I think she's the one making it like that. I don't think that other people are doing that to her. I don't believe it.
I breastfeed everywhere my baby would want to be fed. It doesn't happen that often anymore as my daughter is older. Yeah, she's like driving now. But when she was a baby, I would do it everywhere. Restaurants, shops, meetings, streets, the subway, you name it. It was my way of defying societal norms. Is that what it was? Or was it your way of growing your Instagram followers? I was waiting for someone to start complaining to me so that I could educate them.
See, there it is right there. She says it. I mean,
Yep. Only a few people have given her trouble. And she says almost exclusively women.
Mm.
Yeah, guys are just like, oh, cool, tits. Keep on walking. Oh, that's cool. I didn't expect to see a titty here in the middle of the day out of nowhere in the park. That's cool. Judgment has only gotten worse because of Elo's age. Now that my daughter is 34 months old, I get judged and criticized a lot. Friends and family roll their eyes, give unapproving stares, and tell me that I should quit.
see, that's a relevant question. At what point does it become damaging to the kid?
Yeah. I wouldn't be able to answer that.
I'm
But
sure there's been studies,
Well,
right?
we've seen-
I'm sure.
I don't know, not that I've researched or read up on, but dude, we have seen specials where it's like, yeah, can breastfeeding go too far? And it's like, they show, 2020's doing a story and some kid comes fucking jogging in the room at like 8 years old and is just like, bonk. You're
Yeah.
like, that's just fucking creepy. If a guy did that, that would be child porn. That's creepy as fuck. We should also stop the negative cycle of constantly criticizing and judging women's bodies and the decisions they make regarding their
You
bodies.
want to take those Instagram followers back?
Yeah.
I mean,
Take all your pictures down off there,
Well,
and then let's just dude, it would be like gravity. Her number would just be like 31,000 people would, as the day went on, as they figured it out, it'd be just like, oh, fuck her.
No more titties?
Oh, all the titty pictures are gone. Wow, so am I. Let me know if you bring the titty pictures back.
Here she is, fully clothed, chirping about some cause.
Yeah. That's what we need. More people chirping in our ear about their cause, whatever their fucking cause of the day, cause du jour is. Oh my God, man. Should we get to some email? Do
Sure.
Some of these others. 'Cause I have
Hey.
a couple good videos. We can do them tomorrow though.
Skip writes in, Mike.
We have a
Concerning
skip listening? Wow.
who do we have the other day? Abe.
You ate an
And
Abe,
you
yeah.
guys were like, what?
Yeah, we had an Abe. We had someone else too. We were shocked at like a month or two ago.
Well, you have a Skip. Skip writes in, bona fide Wendy's grievance. Jay, I am surprised that all three of the TDC crew didn't declare the Wendy's grievance from the other day as bona fide. So you'll recall that this first came up with Mike talking about how they wrap the sandwiches at Arby's in the tinfoil.
Yeah.
And that was your thing. Or a metallic type wrap.
Yeah, so if you put, my point was if
Couldn't
you put it in the
microwave
microwave, you had to take it out of that and 'cause
Yeah.
it'll spark.
And this generated a guy to write in yesterday and go, yeah, Wendy's grievance found me since Dave Thomas has died. Wendy's has really gone off the deep end, and we kind of shamed
What is it,
him.
like brioche buns and shit like that?
Just all
they're
their
using
fancy
now,
shit.
and
Well,
Dijon
Skip has a
mustards.
point here. Skip has a point. To refresh, the griever declared that Wendy's was better off with its menu before the death of Dave Thomas. The menu was more simple than now, but come on, it had a super bar. Are all of you saying that Wendy's without the super bar is better than with the super
But
bar?
that's not what he said. He just said about these burgers.
I can't believe that a guy who has reminisced on several occasions about filling his cup with pudding would say such a thing.
Stealing the pudding.
In 1988, $2.99 got you the access to a Mexican fiesta, the Italian pasta, and the garden spot. Oh, plus salad and fruit. If the super bar was still around, I bet Big E would be eating a taco salad covered with chocolate pudding to impress Chubbs or TCG. Which leads me to my final question. Does Big E eat anything with taco in its name due to the slang reference to taco being equivalent to vagine? Vagines are so disgusting to Big E that he makes an effort to avoid them. Would he ever let his lips touch a food that reminds him of one? Just wondering. Skip.
For one, the grievance the guy dude had nothing to do with these salad bar.
His statement was the menu was better under Dave Thomas, and we discounted the notion that the super bar existed under Dave Thomas, and I need to rethink this.
I thought the super bar was gone long before Before David passed away.
When did David pass away?
I don't know. We could Bing that.
Bing when Dave Thomas, Wendy's founder and owner, passed away. I think it was just a mere 2, 3, 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Super bar was around when
we were in high school, dude, but it's been gone forever, though. I don't think the super bar was around
David
4
Thomas
years
was
ago.
100% alive when that thing still wasn't. He died in 2002.
So the question is, at what point in time do we freeze in time the Wendy's menu?
You have no argument, sir. If the Wendy's super bar was gone before December 8th, 2002, your argument falls apart.
Right. Skip's argument.
And yours, because you're back. Well, you're on.
Well, I want to know.
When did they get rid of the?
I'm sure it was.
Because I think it was on David's watch. I think it was on David's watch.
I remember it, but I swear to God, it was gone by 2002.
Isn't that the listener's point that David streamlined it? He tried the super bar. Dude, the super bar was flawed as fuck. Remember how gross that was?
It was horrible. And the
nacho cheese and everything.
Yeah. And
that pudding was straight out of a freaking can from Costco.
Yes.
It disappeared in 98, by the way.
98. See, it was removed on David's watch because he knew it was bogus and bullshit.
And
those tacos, by the way, were fucking gross. If you made a Wendy's taco at their bar thing,
never
tried it once. Dude, no.
Yeah. Yes, I love fucking tacos, by the way.
Not
fish tacos. Oh no! Oh shit!
Just tacos.
Yeah. I love fish tacos. I love beef tacos. I love chicken tacos. I love deep fried tacos.
I just don't like females tacos.
Yeah.
Do you like Taco Charlton? Where do you stand on that?
I don't know what that is.
Michigan football fan.
D lineman for Dallas?
I don't know names.
Yeah. Is he a linebacker?
I don't know names. Ever.
You don't remember the name Taco Charlton? Really?
No, I don't. And I just cheer for the color on the team, jersey, man. Just cheer for the
logos and colors.
That's what I cheer for.
Corn and blue. We'll save the rest for tomorrow.
So then he loses again.
Yeah, I think we're gonna stick with our pussy old man.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I am at least. You guys don't want to speak for you.
I would have slept on it had the bar been removed post David's passing.
Right.
Rest in peace to the whole family, the Thomas family. But since it was obviously removed under his authority,
under his tutelage,
then Skip. I'm sorry to say, I'm glad we got a Skip listing. I really am. But Skipper, you were wrong on this one, sir. Try again.
Skipper.
We'll see you guys tomorrow.
Listening to the Detroit Cast with your hosts Mike and Jay. From all of us at Radio for One Studios, thank you for listening, and as always, thank you, Detroit.